Hello, beautiful ones. Welcome. This offering is really simple and pared back, encouraging our beginner's mind. Or if you are a beginner, then this might be a lovely practice for you. Switching off autopilot, switching off automatic, even if it's the 10,000th time that you've practiced downward facing dog. Inhabiting each pose, each shape as though for the very first time, and really arriving with the totality of ourselves in the new now, every moment a new beginning. So I hope you enjoy. You won't need any props. If you'd like to use a folded blanket or towel underneath your knees, then you might have that nearby. I'll see you on the mat. Okay, hello beautifuls. Let's begin in a child's pose today. So if you're a little tender in the knees, you might have your folded blanket or towel beneath the knees. We'll settle the hips back towards the heels. Reach the arms forward. Pour the torso over the body and the forehead towards the mat. Just arriving, having a felt sense for this shape today as though it was the first child's pose you've ever inhabited. Observing the sensations in the body and the movement of the breath. We'll take one more breath here. And on your next in-breath, let's rise to all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Take a moment to just sort of feel a neutral spine, not arching or rounding. And when you're ready, let's start to pour the pelvis forward, tilt the pelvis forward, lift the sit bones, drape the belly, draw the chest forward. And as you exhale, curl through the spine, pelvis tilts back, spine rounds, head drops. And just moving between the two at your own pace. Rippling or waving through cat and cow. This movement of the spine, spinal extension and flexion, back bend and forward fold. And looking for evenness of sensation through the whole spine. A little bit of movement in all the places of the spine. So there is a balanced approach to the movement today. And we'll practice one more of each, one more little back bend. Belly drops, chest forward, gaze forward, and one more. Cat pose, rounding through the spine, press the mat away through the hands. And then one more time, hips back towards the heels, child's pose for a moment, and just take a full breath. Enjoying the simplicity of the practice today. And next inhale, come up to all fours, curl the toes under. Let's pour the weight back through the legs into the feet, lift the hips up and back, down dog. We'll just take a handful of breaths here, right? 3 or 4 breaths. It's as though you're inhabiting down dog for the first time, so switching off automatic. Maybe you always bicycle through the legs, and today you choose not to do this. You choose to stay in stillness or to shimmy the hips a little side to side. How is down dog for you today? In each moment as it unfolds. One more in-breath here. And then as you exhale, gently lower the knees back to the mat, all fours, and we'll step our right foot forward between the hands. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, and you might bring the hands to blocks today or come up onto the fingertips as you frame that front foot with the hands. The front thigh is dropping down. The front foot is pressing the mat away. The back thigh is lifting up. And you're reaching back through the sole of that back foot. Chest gently draws forward. Take an in-breath. And as you exhale, open the right arm to the right. Turn the torso and reach the arm upwards. Steady breath here, right? Breath anchoring us into the body and into the present. One more inhale. And then exhale, right hand to mat, left knee to mat. And let's just step back to all fours today. Even if you're used to transitioning through down dog, it's nice to transition from all fours sometimes too. And we'll move to second side, left foot forward. Curl the back toes and lift the back knee. And then just arriving again with the totality of yourself, right? In this shape, in this lunge. And rather than collapsing towards the floor and dropping and drooping, there is a buoyancy in the legs. There is a length through the spine. And a lightness through the arms. Keep the right hand where it is. Take an in-breath. And as you exhale, when you're ready, open the left arm straight out to the left. And turn the torso. Reach the fingers upwards. Feel where the body is in space. Feel where the head and neck are in space right now. Take another in-breath. And exhale, left hand down, lower the right knee and step that left foot back, all fours. Slide the hips back towards the heels, Balasana, child's pose. Using child's pose as a rebounding pose, a place to come back to and observe what's changed. Next in breath, return to all fours, tuck the toes, exhale, and downward dog. Finding the balance for you today as you press the hands into the mat, press the mat away. But also there's a yielding of the hands and the feet to the surface beneath you. And gently walk the feet up to the hands, arrive in Uttanasana, forward fold, and soften the knees, bend the knees a little today, and drape forward over the legs. Notice if you are holding the head up and see if you can let the head just hang for a moment. Returning to the breath. Perhaps for you, you notice here that the inhale requires just a little more effort. And the exhale is just so easy and full and long. And next in breath, hands to shins, lift the chest, long spine halfway. Pause a moment here as you press the feet down. Tops of thighs reach back. Crown of head extends forward. The back seam of the body engaging here as you lift the chest. And then surrendering forward again, waterfall forward, exhale, fold, Uttanasana again. And two more with the breath, halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. One more, halfway, inhale. Fold, exhale. And this time we're going to rise all the way. Inhale, press the feet down, rise to stand and sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, let the palms meet. Draw the hands down through center and then release the arms, stand tall. Bring the awareness to the feet. Anchor through the center of the heels, the base of the big toes, the base of the little toes, and drawing up through the legs, through the torso, through the crown of the head. There's an aliveness and an awakeness to the whole body right now, from fingertip to toe tip. And then when you're ready, breathe in, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, fold forward, bend the knees as much as you like. Back to halfway, inhale, hands to shins, lift the chest. And fold, exhale. Rise to stand, reach the arms up, reach through the fingers. Exhale, draw the hands down through center and release the arms. Two more, take it at your own pace. Reaching up as you breathe in. Bowing forward as you breathe out. Lift the chest and lengthen, inhale. And fold, exhale. Rise and reach up. And return to standing. One more. Reach up. Fold forward. So keeping things really simple today. Halfway. And fold. Rise and reach. Hands through center. Release the arms. Take a breath here. Notice what's changed or what's present for you. And then hands to the waist. Turn to the long edge of the mat. Step the feet out wide. You might remove your blanket now. Pop that off to one side. Toes facing towards the long edge of the mat. And let's begin with the right leg first. Turn the whole leg all the way up from the hip joint, so the right toes face forward. Looking towards your back foot, turn the back heel out a little, back toes in. Keep the hands on the waist, and when you're ready, nice deep bend into the right knee. If this feels intense for you, shorten the stance, or you can lengthen the stance a little if you feel like the feet are a little close together and you feel a little boxed in. So you will know. Trusting your instincts. Depends on the body-mind instrument, depends on your day, your week. And let's bring our right hand to the inside of the right knee and just gently guide that knee to open out towards the little toe side of the foot. Lots of length all the way down the right inseam of the right thigh, and reach the arms. Gazing forward over the front fingertips. Activity through the back leg and the back arm. And on the next inhalation, press into the front foot, straighten the front leg, reach the arms overhead, look straight forward. And exhale, nice deep bend in the front knee, gaze over the right fingertips. 3 more, just like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, rebend the right knee. Breathing in, looking straight ahead. Breathing out, gazing over the front fingertips. Breathing in, straightening through the front leg. Breathing out, rebending the front knee. Take 1 more breath here in Warrior 2. And then on your next inhale, straighten through the front knee. Hands to hips, turn those right toes in. Let's go straight to second side today. Left toes out. So these shapes are maybe what might be included in a beginner's class, but it's always nice to return with a beginner's mind, that openness and that awareness of all the possibilities that comes with a beginner's mind. Back heel turns out a little, back toes in. Deep bend through the front knee. If it feels too much, shorten the stance. And sensing again, not collapsing towards earth, not propping away, just finding that kind of effortless effort, that balance between the two. Left hand inside left knee, gently opening towards the little toe side of the left foot. When you're ready, reach the arms. Take a moment to gaze over the back fingertips, giving them a little bit of attention to acknowledging that arm, the back arm, and the back leg. And then gazing back forward over the front fingertips. 4 breaths. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach the arms overhead, gaze straight forward. Exhale, return, Warrior 2. 3 more, breathe in. And out. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more inhalation. And exhalation. Stay for a last breath, breathing in. Stay for the exhalation. Inhale, straighten that front leg, the left leg. Hands to the hips. Exhale, left toes turn forward. Notice if there's a feeling of wanting to rush ahead, just sitting with that for a moment. Give yourself a moment to pause. Heel toe the feet in, step the feet in hip width distance. Take a moment to just relax. Stand tall, Tadasana, mountain pose. Then hands to the waist and 1 more series of standing shapes today. Feet step wide. We'll begin right leg again. Right toes turn forward. Back heel, left heel turns out a little. Left toes turn in. Find that Warrior 2 shape with the legs. And even if you've traveled into Utthita Parshvottanasana, extended side angle pose many times, let's bring the forearm to the thigh today. Press the forearm into the thigh to lift the chest away, finding length through that right side of the body. Turn the chest upwards and reach that top arm beyond the top of the mat. Aliveness, awakeness through the whole body. Length through the left side of the body, from the fingertips to the outer edge of the left foot. And then next in breath, return to Warrior 2. See if you can stay strong and steady through the legs as you exhale. And then inhale, straighten through the right leg, hands to the hips, exhale, right toes turn in. Last side, left toes turn out, left knee bends. So using the postures as our living, breathing medicine, even if we've practiced them thousands of times. Left forearm to thigh. Notice if there's that wanting to collapse here, and gently press the forearm down into the thigh to find that length through both sides of the torso, and reach the top arm beyond the crown of the head. That's it. There might be strong sensations through the legs. Observing the strong sensations, but also the subtle sensations. And then on the next inhalation, rise to warrior two. See if you can stay low in the legs for the exhale. And then inhale, straighten through the left leg. Hands to the waist as you exhale, left toes turn in. Heel toe the feet in towards one another. And we'll arrive. Tadasana. Okay, one standing balance, beautiful standing balance today, Vrikshasana, tree pose. Finding those points of contact through the feet into the earth, center of heel, base of big toe, base of little toe, and then start to pour the weight over into the right foot. I'm mirroring you for this one. Pick up the left foot, sole of left foot to inner ankle, calf, or up onto the thigh, hands to waist to begin with. And there is a hugging in of the sole of the foot into the inseam of the leg. So you find your center line. There's a firmness to the glutes, the right glutes and the left glutes. Feeling the pelvis in space, front of the pelvis facing forward. Maybe hands lift to Anjali Mudra. Maybe arms reach overhead. Noticing if we have held the breath a little in the balance and letting it flow, letting the breath flow. If the arms are reaching, draw the hands back down through center. Wherever the leg is, or wherever the foot is on the leg, release the foot, draw the knee forward, and then return. Stand tall, like a mountain, steady and stable. And let's shift second side, pour the weight over into the left foot. Pick up the right foot, choose the placement of the foot. As though you're coming in for the first time, no expectation, just totally open and receptive. See what this shape brings us today. Hands to the waist. There's awareness all the way from the pinky toes up through the legs. Firmness through the backs of the hips. An evenness of the pelvis as it faces forward. And the spine is just like a beautiful plant. It grows up, out of the legs. And maybe the hands lift in front of the chest. Maybe the arms grow into space. It's simple, but not necessarily easy, is it? And the gaze is steady, but it's soft. There's no sharpness to the gaze, there's a softness. Returning to the breath. The arms are reaching, draw the hands together and down through center. And wherever the foot is on the leg, release it, draw the knee forward, balance a moment. And then we release. Beautiful. So we're at the top of the mat. If you're not already there, step to the top of the mat. And once again, inhale, press the feet down, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, bend the knees and bow forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step the feet back, downward dog. Really simple transitions today, so keeping it clean, simple, enjoying the simplicity, not cluttering the practice with lots of shapes or complexity. And from down dog, lower the knees to the mat. Shift the hips back towards the heels. Child's pose. And taking our time. One more breath here. Before we inhale, come to all fours. And then gaze slightly forward on the floor in front of the mat. Chest forward. Shift the hips a little forward. Bend the elbows and lower slowly all the way down. Beautiful. Arms reach alongside the body. Palms face down on the mat. Lift the chest, the head, and the shoulders away from the mat. And if this is enough for you today, you can choose to stay here, or you might choose to float the legs. Reach the feet back away from you and the crown of the head forward into the space beyond the top of your mat, so long body. And then maybe add the arms, float the arms up too. Fronts of shoulders lifting away from the floor. Palms of hands lifting away from the floor. One more inhale, a glorious inhale. And then we'll exhale, release the legs down. You might bring the hands in front of you, stack the hands, rest the forehead. Give the hips a little wiggle. And then one more prone back bend today. Hands alongside the center of the chest. Fingertips in line with the center of the chest. Let's hug the upper arms in alongside the body. And as you do this, you'll feel the chest lifting. And the fronts of the shoulders lifting away from the mat. And just gently guiding the shoulders away from the ears. We'll anchor through the tops of the feet today. And beginning, just gently pressing the hands down and feeding that into a cobra pose as you lift the chest up. It doesn't need to be a big bhujangasana. Keeping the elbows bent today. And gripping the mat with the fingers. One more in breath. And exhale to lower down. Go ahead, tuck the toes. Press back to all fours. And let's come back to one more child's pose. We'll unfurl from child's pose, lift the torso. Let's sit the hips to one side, swing the legs in front of us. Come down onto our backs, knees bent, soles of feet on the mat. Pick up your right foot, right ankle to top of left thigh. And we'll reach the arms through as you pick up the left foot and take a hold of the back of the left thigh. If this feels really intense for you today, you're welcome to just let the arms rest and let the left foot stay on the mat. Noticing, again, feeling the body in space. Noticing if you have a tendency to lean a little to the right See if you can feel balanced across the back of the pelvis, keeping an aliveness in the right foot, awareness all the way to the sole of the right foot, a softening of the shoulders, allowing them to just settle on the mat as best you can. One more breath here. And let's switch sides. So just release, left ankle to right thigh. Keep the right foot on the mat, or pick up the foot and reach through and interlace the hands behind the right thigh. And for many of us, there'll be sensation in the outer left hip or thigh area. And noticing if there's a tendency to focus on the places where the sensation is strongest. And seeing if we can spread our awareness evenly through the whole body. Observing subtle sensations as well as the stronger sensations. One more breath. And then we'll release. Bring both feet to the mat, knees bent. Let's open the arms into a cactus shape or a wide T shape. You can have palms facing upwards today. And with the feet on the mat, press down and lift the hips. Move the hips a little bit over to the left and put them back down again. Then let's pick up the feet, lift the shins, and allow the knees to fall over to the right. And for some of us, it feels lovely to have a folded blanket or a small cushion between the thighs. So you might try that today, just unwinding a little here. Knowing that you've facilitated circulation in the body. You've connected to the body, moving and breathing, inhabiting each posture and each shape moment to moment. And trusting that this has been enough today. One more in-breath. And as you exhale, you might remove the cushion or the blanket and lift the legs back up to center, feet on the mat. Lift the hips, move them a little over to the right side this time and put them down. Let's lift the legs and journey into the twist on the second side. Placing your pillow or your blanket between the legs if that is delicious for you. Each moment a new beginning. Each breath an anchor to this moment. Let's take 2 or 3 more breaths here. One more inhale. And as you exhale, draw the legs to center again, feet down, hips to center, and just take a final moment to hug the knees into the chest, a little rock side to side. We're going to let go now and take rest in a still shape. So that might be feet wide, knees bent, knees falling in toward one another. It might be legs reaching long on the mat. Or if it's more comfortable for you to lay on one side, you could do that. Coming into this shape as though it was the first time. Not expecting your experience to be any way in particular. Just easing on in. Moment to moment. And like sunlight on your skin, awareness spreads through the whole body. Awareness permeating every cell of the body. Allowing the breath to come and go, the thoughts to come and go. And the invitation is to stay here a little longer if you can, bathing in the atmosphere of your practice. Thank you for sharing your practice. Peace, peace, peace.